I said it at the Triggered shows in 2020 outside. I said it.
Those, you can get away with murder at those shows.
Yeah, I said, "Who is this?" And they were like, and the guy in the audience was like, "Oh, I've said it on this show many times."
I know.
Yeah, I know. You always tell me you're gonna. I listened to a couple of them back because that's how bored I was the other day. I listened to Sick Ghouls, and I heard me just drop an R, and I thought, and I said, "We're cutting that, right?" And he said, "Yeah, we'll cut it."
That was my favorite thing in middle school was we went. So I grew up in a honky elementary school and then went to a pretty ghetto middle school because the zoning was interesting. And you'd always catch some kid in the 6th grade that some black kid would be like, "Yeah, go ahead and say it. You can say it." And then the kid would just be like, and they'd be like, "He did it. It was him. It was this white." And then all these other like, "What the fuck, man?" Yeah.
That they want to do that in the same way that the.
So me and my buddy Kevin were outside a homeroom. We were both in the same class, and we got these famous black people to do a paper on. And I was like, he was like, "Who'd you get, Luke?" I go, I got Rosa Parks. I go, "Who'd you get, Kevin?" He goes, "Oh, I got fucking W.E.B. Du Bois." And I was like, he goes, "He's something like
Head of the
I was like,
NAACP.
I wanted to call him something else. I was like, "What do you want to call him?" He goes, "I can't say." And I was like, "What do you want to call him? Like, what are you talking about? You can't say." He goes, "Fucking nigger." And I was like, "Oh, I didn't say that. Jesus Christ! All right."
Well, Luke, you know what
Not even
NAACP stands for.
What's it stand for?
You know. From Burning, from Mississippi, from our favorite movie, Mississippi Burning. There's a line.
Gene Hackman.
Yeah, where Sheriff Stuckey, the guy who gets acquitted, he says it stands. He goes,
Negroes, alligators, apes, coons, and possums.
Negroes, alligators, apes, coons, and possums.
Yes.
That's the
That's
NAACP.
a combo, dude.
Yeah.
That's a woo. Yeah.
Sheriff Stuckey, they had him in like a size medium button-up shirt.
Yeah.
To
He
make
looks
him
like Fenris.
Oh.
The actual race
yeah.
fucking looks like Fenris. He's not that racist, but he doesn't look like Fenris.
He's not that racist.
Ray Stuckey, acquitted.
The first time I found out the N-word was a bad word because I went to a predominantly black school when I was a kid, and like I remember all my friends started saying it, just to each other, and I had a sense that that this wasn't something that I was supposed to say, but there was no internet back then, like you couldn't Google,
Yeah.
like, so I was like, I'll try it out on my parents and see what their reaction is. I remember I used it in the context that my friends were using it. So it was like the Ninja Turtles were on.
Yo, she fucking another nigga, bro.
Michelangelo was doing something funny. I was like, "Oh, that's a funny." And then my parents had a debate whether I said the N-word or ninja, like in front of me.
That's one funny ass ninja right there, man. Eating that pizza and shit.
Yo, I never fuck with Donatello though. He ain't my type of ninja.
Well, actually, I had the opposite thing because I was in a predominantly white school. Sorry, all white school, I should say. And I was people would call me the N-word, hard R, and I thought that was just like something you call somebody who's like a gay or something like that. So I remember I was hanging out with my friends at the pool, and we were at like the some like water ball thing, and I was throwing these like, "You fucking niggers," and throwing it at the white kids, and lifeguard's like, "Hey, don't say that. Okay, let's not say that, Luke." It's like.
I don't know why.
Oh, Luke, you should do that on stage.
I know I need to eventually.
I misheard you. Maybe I heard you right, but I'm just picturing like childlike Luke and then like 9 white kids. I think it's just fine to say the N-word. They're just like,
Yeah, that's all. That's
Luke's
why.
like, what the fuck? Like just like 9 white kids just pow pow.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and then I was getting called N-word in high school, but all the kids that would call me N-word in high school were like fucking blasting Kendrick Lamar. It's like,
Yeah.
you guys are fat. It's like Kendrick Lamar's.
Yeah, we were where I grew up. It was you can say it, but we're not gonna back you up, and you will get your ass kicked.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was, but no, I mean for me it was like what is
So
it,
when
like
did you stop?
26? No,
You know, it only took me 17 ass whoopings to learn my lesson.
no, my dad's side of the family is big 4 or 5 white guys in the room racism.
Oh yeah, that's the
Yeah.
best kind.
Not like little like you get a golden monkey beer and one's like,
Oh yeah.
Speaking of monkeys,
and someone's gonna say the word.
Let him
porch
fly.
and shit.
Let him fly. I'll
But-
say that to Mac. He'll be like, "Yeah, let him rip. Let him rip."
Let him fly. Yeah, but eventually somewhere along the line we were. But my dad also watched like black. Growing, I didn't realize this until I was like 17. My dad loved black people comedy to the core. Like we watched Sanford and Sons growing up. He can quote Chappelle Show episodes. He loved Pryor. He stopped watching SNL for Eddie Murphy. So like we'd watch people say the N-word on the TV, and he'd be like, you can't say that," and I'd be like, "Yeah." That was like my introduction.
Why
to it. It was
not,
just like,
Dad?
yeah. He's just like, "Well, because they're black." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." But yeah, it was like like we saw it in comedy before. I heard someone say it in real life, so it's just like, okay, well, no, not for me.
Only during sex.
I've had my fill.
Sure.
Yeah, only
Well,
yeah.
you gotta get off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
you really do know Chris Stoll. No, that's so
I think
funny.
the most racist thing said to me in a comedy show was at Grape Room. Me and Otis were there, and I went off. This is like 3 years ago. I was
Said it, didn't he?
going.
That racist.
Yeah,
something.
no, that's exactly.
Oh, wait, he did?
didn't
Oh,
say
shit.
it. He didn't say it.
He seems like the least racist guy.
Oh, he's the most racist because after this, because I did all my pro-Trump stuff at Grape Room because I love doing it at like a woke place.
Right.
And I get off stage, he goes, yeah, you know, I'm a stone cold progressive Democrat, but you know, every time I see Luke and Oz, I really want to say the N word. It's like,
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
well, you're racist. That's racist.
I was like,
Actually.
I think that's the definition.
That's the definition of racist.
It's
But
crazy.
hey, Grape Room
It-
coming back because you always no, it's not. You hear that every week.
Every 6
week.
months I hear Grape Room's
Yeah.
coming back. It's not. It's a
I
great
wish it
room.
would. I loved it, but I liked it. But you liked it more than I did.
Yeah.
I got
liked it.
there right when it started dying. Because they like would have people. Because I moved here like 2.5 years ago, and there'd be people there. And then over the course
Oh,
of
it's
like
great.
6 months, it just
It was dead at the end.
yeah. I mean, like dead. But then again, like I'll go to a mic that has a lot of people, and it'll be dead one week or the other. But Grape was just like dead. And then they announced it closing, and then it.
Yeah, there were rumors about that for a while.
Yeah.
I feel like every bar in the scene is holding on by a thread.
I don't know how
Honestly-
Raven makes a profit.
No, well, that goes out of business every couple months, and
That
then there's
has to-
also fucking Malins went out.
That has to be cocaine
Yeah.
sales, right? Like that, like fucking what's his name? The guy that runs Raven. Like, all right,
Paige
maybe not. It's a
Campbell?
joke. No, not the mic. The
the guy-
old
I don't
dude.
know.
The guy who actually runs the bar.
Yeah, someone told me that as a rumor, and then I've heard it as a rumor like 19 times, and not a rumor. Where I'm like, he
What did
sells
they sell
coke.
blow?
Yeah, or what's his name at one point?
To go
sells
back to
coke.
Raven.
But again, I have no
Well, I
like
feel like
actual
owning a-
evidence. It's just like that has to be a cocaine sales pays the rent kind of thing.
I feel like
And
owning-
Who goes there in the day?
The water or the drinks too. They water them down. That's what I've heard from many people.
Makes
well, I
sense.
feel like owning a bar in the city, you have to have another base of income because like it's like
Mhm.
so brutal.
Yeah. What could then they get shut down for rats? I believe, didn't they?
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
yeah. It could be in the middle of January. It'd be -2 degrees outside, and you go to Raven, and it's the hottest place. on
1,000
earth.
degrees.
It's
Dude,
horrible.
They you could if someone was gay enough, you could get them for like inhumane practices because it's hot as fuck, and he charges $4 for a bottle of water. Like you can't even just get water.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Like I've
so-
gotten it, but I've
I
gotten
haven't been
beer
there in
with
like 8 months. Maybe he changed it, but
Well, I think any place that hires to work there should be put out of business.
it.